That whole sequence of them circling, doing the better flame, and you just got the fire just spinning around them.
Which was
That
real fire.
is the dance of the dragons.
They shot a flamethrower and then like comped the flamethrowers in. And because Vhagar's older and the fire burns hotter with older dragons, they use like a different fuel, like a more diesely dark fuel to make that flame like darker and dirtier. It's just care. It's like at every level, like the special effects.
I've watched that episode like
work.
3 times preparing for this review, and I want to watch it again just to see that fucking difference in flame colour.
Yeah, they the guy said Vhagar's older, so they're using like more diesel in the flame.
See?
And just using real flame and comping that in.
But that's just people caring about what they're creating. They want to make this a truly beautiful thing instead of like, just fucking, this will be fine. Just chuck that whole shit together. All right, send it.
The acolyte.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
So we open with Millie Alcock once again reprising her role as Rhaenyra. Daemon's having all these crazy, intense, insane dreams. She's like on the throne and it's all obscured and her voice is muddled. She's speaking High Valyrian. She wanders down. She's like, "You created me" or something.
Yeah.
And then he cuts her head off.
Yeah, he says like, your brother, because my brother, your brother loved me more than he loved you.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oi.
It's definitely, Daemon's fucking ego being tested and tested and tested. It's kind of like all these demons coming to roost and him like dealing with them, like the death of his wife. You see his wife and a bunch of stuff that he seemed like he didn't care about, but it's obviously hanging on him psychologically to some degree. Something like Jaehaerys's, who was head cutting off McGee. Jaehaerys's head, so like, he was like, that wasn't me, I told them whatever, but he's kind of feeling something about it.
It would be pretty hard to not feel bad about that, eh?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
A 3-year-old.
I'm sure when he said it to her, he would have meant maybe Aegon, or not a little fucking kid.
Yeah, and that's fair. And like his nephew as well. His nephew?
Daemon's nephew would be Aegon, so it'd be his second...
Nephew?
His great nephew? Is that a thing?
I don't know. But yeah, he's that.
Grandnephew.
Grandnephew? Yeah.
That sounds like it could be a thing I've never heard it in a sentence before.
That's fair. You guys know what we're talking about.
let us know me.
Yeah, in the fucking comments. Susan Rivers, she's like this fucking witch lady.
Oh,
Alice.
Yeah, Susan. Yeah, fucking Susan, mate. Fucking Shazza. Shazza fucking
Shazza Rivers. Yeah, she's like in the book, like some 200-year-old witch. So I don't know whether she is like directly guiding Daemon's visages, but there's also the heart tree, and she says that his bed was made out of an old heart tree. But she seems to be like, to some degree, making some of this happen, guiding it.
And he's allowing her to do whatever he does because she's giving him drugs, and he's becoming like...
I love all the moments of him, and there were several, like, just coming to in the middle of important meetings.
Yeah, they're just like...
Just like, who are you? Why are you here?
So much to it's brilliant.
It's amazing. Just like the worst possible time. There's this fucking crazy war going on, all this blood and horror and despair and death, and then all these important meetings, and he's just like...
But there's just nothing happening at Harrenhal.
Yeah.
It's just a big empty castle that he's like tripping balls in.
Trying to fix up.
But what is this? Yeah, this witch is fucking... It makes sense that her powers would be so strong right now with all the dragons in her life. You know, directly connected through the dragons.
Yeah.
So like once the dragons die, the magic's gone, right? So her magic would be so powerful. Maybe she draws the magic from the hauntingness.
Yeah.
She could be manipulating it. If she's 200 years old, she could be the one who's making it haunted.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think Harrenhal has like a lot of fucking history and a lot of magic and haunty stuff, not just the fucking Godswood, but all the barn owl. She says she's like a barn owl. What is it with crazy chicks and always being hot? Is that just me?
Oh yeah, no, they got it. They always have to make them hot.
That's fair.
Look at Bellatrix Lestrange. Holy shit.
Yeah, or Luna Lovegood. The list goes on.
Oh, there's a bunch.
Crazy chicks are hot, but I mean, the relationship.
It's like Barney Stinson's crazy hot scale.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying to consolidate the Blackwoods and the Brackens, and it just is not working.
I love the way every time the fucking things like they've only been in a couple of episodes so far, but I feel like everyone is already like, oh, shut the fuck up about the bloody Blackwoods, you know? You don't care about anything else. And that is exactly what you're supposed to be feeling when you're talking about them. Because in the Song of Ice, in like the books, in the Game of Thrones books, when they read them, you get tiresome of hearing them. In The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, holy shit, they goes on and on and on. You're just like, oh my god.
That's amazing.
And I got that same feeling. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, they're just going at each other, and no matter what he like tries to do, it just like backfires in his face. The Tullys are like essentially useless because their leader is elderly.
What is with that being a thing in fucking Tullyland? Like, like Catelyn's dad's the same. At least they got an acting fucking lord. These guys are just like they're just the blind leading the blind.
That's fair. He's like, can you act from him or do anything? And he's just like, nah. He's like, why are you here?
What an old guy who's running the castle.
Yeah.
I guess Larys is acting more, isn't he?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, kind of.
I mean, would he not just be Lord though? I don't know. That's the Tullys.
Yeah. What is?
He's Harrenhal.
Yeah, the fucking clubfoot. What's his last name?
Strong.
Strong. Yeah. Larys Strong. What a creeper. Yeah. So Daemon, I'm absolutely loving all the visions, all the psychedelia, all the weirdness. There was a great moment in this episode where like he woke up and there was blood on his hand, and it was a really quick little edit, and it was just great because like you're in the visage and then you're like, oh, I'm out of the visage, and then for a second you're like, oh, is he back in the visage? And then right after that, it's like, oh, it's not in the visage. So it's confusing you as it's confusing Daemon. It was just a little tiny moment that just stuck out to me, and I'm like, that was brilliant. It's not like the end. It's like just something that like subliminally does something to your brain and makes it like confused and disorientated, like he is.
There was little legitimate moments in like both episodes where I was just not sure if it was part of a dream state or not.
Yeah.
Like in the next episode when there's all the group of people there, I wasn't sure if that was actually a vision of what's happening.
There's a moment where she looks at old mate Strong, the main guy, the big fat guy, who I'm loving as a character by the way, and I'm loving him dealing with fucking Daemon
shit. Where he's like a consort, like for fuck's sake.
And then he looks at, what's her name? Not Susan.
Alice.
He looks at Alice, so you're like, oh yeah, she exists. And then she walks behind him and she just doesn't walk back out again, so she kind of disappears. Yeah, so that was like another thing where it's like, oh, he acknowledged her, she's real, she actually exists. She's not just in Daemon's head, but then she just like disappears. So you're like,
just fucking with his head. She's probably just getting a good laugh out of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I am enjoying Daemon's psychedelic madness and just his struggles and fails to consolidate any armies or any forces.
He's just not sending ravens, eh? He's just there. And everyone's just like, what the fuck is Daemon? Where is he? What's happening? He went to Harrenhal, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, Daemon, you fuckhead, she needs you right now, eh?
Yeah, this is her time of need. And she does finally send for him at the end of episode 4.
Bow.
Yeah. On the other hand, Criston is fucking excelling. He's fucking gaining men in the Riverland. He's gaining multiple strongholds. He had his little force here, and he's just marching through and just, it's gaining power there's no tomorrow.
It's still such a strange thing to me, being a hand of the king, out on the march, wearing Kingsguard armor. I would have thought once you became hand of the king, that would have excused you from your Kingsguard vows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't be guarding your king if you're out there leading his war.
That is a good point.
But yeah, it's still badass.
Yeah.
But it just seems strange to me.
It makes him stick out like a sore thumb in the middle of battle as well.
And at the same time though, it makes him a lot more, I guess, feared. You know, that white cloak is one of the most powerful swordsmen in the kingdom.
He's got that, and now he's got the little hand necklace, so he's fucking
yeah.
He's all promoted up, although during his promotion a lot of bad shit has been going terribly wrong. I will continue, which is hilarious.
He's doing a good job of what he's
trying.
I I mean,
he's making mistakes, but he's trying.
I mean, in this episode, like, he's marching on, he's following the plan of what they have planned.
Yeah.
To a T. It's just people are questioning him, and once again, let's just not tell anyone what's going on.
That's fair.
Let's just go ahead. Like, I guess shit can spread though, can't it? Ravens can get sent.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you know, once he gets to Rook's Rest, all hell breaks loose. But before then, I think he does quite well, especially with old mate just nipping at his heels the whole time.
He's not letting him in on the plan, which is brilliant, and we'll get into later.
This is a better death than a traitor deserves. You should thank me for it.
Yours will come in kind.
Aegon and Aemon. Aegon and Aemon. Aegon and Aemon.
Aemond.
Aemond. Daemon. Aemond.
No,
Aegon.
Daemon doesn't have a D on it, it's just Daemon.
Gosh.
Daemon, Aemond.
Thanks, George. So Aegon, he's trying to be the king, and he just has no idea what the hell is going on here.
Control the ball.
That ball scene was amazing. That perfectly showed his mind frame.
And yeah, not to mention the way his facial expression was, everything about that is he is bored fucking shit.
Yeah. And then, he's waffling on about like Harrenhal and why they're not taking Harrenhal, and just everybody knows what's happening and the plan apart from him. They're all going over his head. Criston sending messages to
They're not even
Aemon.
explaining it to him, really. They're just talking, and they're talking the most boring, like just monotone voices too. And he's just like, what's even happening?
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to be the king. I'm trying to fucking do my thing. You guys need to let me know. In the previous episode, we had him in the brothel dressing down his brother and humiliating him. And his brother does the exact same thing to him here in the council.
Brilliant. Aemon has just demand respect at that table. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. He's already, before the events that eventually transpire, he's already here at the beginning of this episode, leading pretty much. He's making decisions that are happening. But Aegon is not.
They're effective strategies too.
It's a smart plan. Basically, Criston is marching up the Riverlands. He's going for Rook's Rest, and it's bait to call the dragon out.
And it's completely an unexpected move. Like they're all everyone's expecting him to go to Harrenhal.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like, you need to give Aces armies, Daemon, because they're coming. You know, and they're not even heading that way.
Yeah.
They're saving it because they're like, that's what they're expecting. So we need to just gather our forces.
Yeah, and then we have Vhagar waiting in the forest.
Oh my god, yeah.
All those shots of him like breathing and just being there. It's so like creepy and horrifying, but yet exciting. You see him there, you're like, ooh, you get a little chills and you're like, ooh.
But I never got that chill from her before episode 10 of season 1.
That castle where fucking Luke rocks up.
That
and the lightning.
Yeah.
Well, it's a horrifying dragon.
And the scene, the storm that followed, like, and then this episode is no different. Like, she's a fucking monster. But she's legitimately. This is not the first war she's been in.
She's like hundreds of years old.
200 at least. I don't know if she's had any actual battles with dragons though.
Neither do I.
Because I know that she fought alongside dragons.
History's out there. I think she would have maybe, but I'm just guessing. So anyway, Aegon is completely frustrated with his position. Nobody's taking him seriously. Alicent is kind of in this state where everything she thought was concrete isn't, when Rhaenyra reveals to her the dream and the fact that he wasn't reaffirming Aegon as his heir. So she's reading history books and she's trying to find the thing, and she's kind of second guessing herself and in this weird state, like, did I make a mistake? Did I start this war? And then her son comes to her and is like, and she tears him to pieces.
She's done. She's just so done. There's something about Queen Regents and just being done. Drinking a lot of wine and being like done.
Yeah, she has no power. She's completely confused, and Aegon here is like, I wrote it down. It was amazing. He's He's like, what should I do, mother? And she's like, do simply what is needed of you. Nothing. Which is like the last thing he wants to hear.
I just love when he's like, they're not asking my thoughts on Rhaenys, because what thoughts could you possibly have?
Yeah.
Like, just like a blatant, like, what the fuck are you talking
Just
about?
tearing him down.
Well, it's not
She's
like,
right, but...
It's not like he wasn't raised to, like, obviously not to be king, but to be everything that Aemond is.
Yeah, that's fair. He was just like a drinker and a whorer, and that wasn't him. Where Aemond was fucking studying High Valyrian and going over the histories and training the sword. His brother was drinking and fucking, but he's the eldest. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it works.
I mean, to be fair, like, he had, after being born the firstborn son and not being the heir, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he didn't expect to be the heir. And Viserys didn't expect him to be the heir, so Viserys wasn't fucking training him up for that specifically. And also he was like falling apart of leprosy or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't get to the best side of his dad, that's for sure.
That's fair. He only got one side of his dad, like that side of the lawn, mate.
It's like a big hole missing.
Yeah, it's brutal, but amazing. So yeah, he hears the exact opposite thing that he should hear from Alicent, which spurs him on to do something dumb and reckless.
It's like she literally just said do nothing, and then you go and do the opposite of nothing. You go and do something.
That was something. That was not
It was not even smart something.
No.
It's fucking stupid something.
This is true.
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
I want to just point out too about how much I enjoyed Aemon speaking Valyrian, and then Aegon, can I go start a war? Or whatever, like not be able to speak it properly.
Yeah.
Just like
That was fucking
it
hilarious.
makes me wonder if he actually truly understands it as well, or whether he was just sitting there like everyone else being like,
No idea what this guy's talking about. But yeah, it was a perfect like humiliation, and in front of the council.
But not so humiliation that they heard what he said. It's just so much they could feel it, even though they couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
You know, especially when he made fun of the Kingsguard, these idiot Kingsguard. They're like, ooh.
So Rhaenyra finally returns after her dumb dog mission of sneaking into King's Landing. Dumb dog. Her council is not in disarray, but they're all arguing amongst each other, and they're all like calling her out, including her son, which I can relate to them. It makes sense. Like, she has just this whole time been spinning her fucking wheels.
She's just been sat there just taking everything. Like, they are going and fully preparing for war, and then
I understand from her perspective as well. She's like, I inherited whatever 80, 100 years of peace. It was my responsibility to 100% know there's no way out. That makes sense from her character's perspective, but I also get their character's perspective where it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not here, you're sneaking into King's Landing, you're not doing anything, Daemon's not here.
We put everything on the line to support you. Like, if you're just not gonna fight back and just get destroyed,
Yeah.
like, of course they're terrified.
Yeah.
It's not just them, it's their families, it's all their followers, they're lords, you know?
Absolutely.
Of kingdoms, essentially.
But thank God she comes back and she's finally like, okay, let's send a fucking dragon to intercept Cole, which is a mistake, but
I don't understand why you would ever just send a dragon. Always send two if Vhagar's still on the loose.
yeah, that's fair.
You're never gonna, no dragon is gonna take him down by itself, unless it's...
Well, she didn't know Vhagar was there.
I know, but...
That was a trappy trap.
But that's my point. Never send out one dragon by itself since your son got eaten alive by that monster.
That's true. You also have to like consider that every time she like gives a dragon a go, she's like either Daemon's daughter or her own son, or like it's someone she loves that she's like putting out there to die. When her son just died a couple weeks ago?
If even weeks, it could have been just over a week.
Yeah.
You know, like, for the way Alicent describes it, it's like, it's only been 2 weeks ago my husband was still alive. Like,
Yeah, so that like complexity and confliction there is great. I need to send dragons out, but we got Daemon's daughter, we got my son, and then Rhaenys.
Me.
Yeah, so like your options are all kind of
Is the two better safer than one?
in retrospect, yeah.
Yeah, but especially, you know, if they send two, even if it's unintentional.
So yeah, basically Rhaenys is fucking off We see Aemond armoring up in his badass Valyrian armor and
Old
getting on
school.
Sunfyre, which looks very pretty and shiny, all the scales.
Sunfyre, the bloody way they describe it's in the book, I've seen a meme about it, but yeah, they just describe how Sunfyre is the most beautiful dragon to ever grace the skies and all this stuff.
That's pretty pretty.
And it's just like, no.
And then, yeah, basically we get one of the better moments in House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. Like, it's in there in top 5 episodes, really.
Oh, 100%.
It's fucking amazing. And this is why, like, we didn't see the Blackwoods and the fucking... What are the fucking... the guys, the fight...
the Blackwoods and the Brackens, little battle for their fucking windmill.
This is why we didn't see a 40-minute battle sequence with that, because it's inconsequential. You convey the information... And we're waiting for this moment. If you show every battle, you're weary, you're tired, you're broken, and then this happens, and you're like, that was cool.
Don't fucking me. It was not much of a battle of people, though, was it? Like,
No.
There was just chaos.
Yeah. So yeah, Rhaenys flies in. What's her dragon's name?
Meleys.
Rhaenys
on Meleys. But there was that nice...
on Meleys.
There was that, but what about all this... Oh no, we skipped past some shit, actually. Rhaenys went to fucking Sandstone to talk to Corlys and saw his bastard son, right?
Yeah.
That was his bastard son.
Yes, that is what they're setting up.
And she,
father from Game of Thrones, from House of the Dragon. I'm pretty dosed up on fucking cold and flu tablets at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So just bear with me.
That is fair. Yeah, it's good that she tells him, raise him up, make him a lord, fucking don't just leave him as a bastard sort of thing. Like Catelyn, as opposed to Catelyn Stark with Jon Snow.
Fucking Catelyn.
Jesus.
What a beach.
Yeah, and then she got summoned back and she, while I turned her to shred, she jumped in to try and, save the day or whatever and offered herself up and all that sort of shit. It's just like, what are you doing, mate? She fucking, goddammit, that... So much respect for her character after this episode, though, eh?
Yeah, so, alright, let's get into it, mate. She races in, just like bellows fire. All the fire is like practical, real pyrotechnics that if they weren't filmed on that location in the moment were like filmed elsewhere and cut in, like Vhagar's flame. Like that's all like real practical flame that they filmed and then cut in, and it looks different than the MCU where like fire would be CGI, and it's like especially like fire and water, your eye is like
you can always tell when it's not real water.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful and big and epic, and I can understand why it's been 2 years since season 1 and why this is only 8 episodes. It looks so expensive. When you look at all the behind the scenes, like the amount of money they put into all like
the time and
the sets and the costumes and the extras and the CGI and the dragons, and it's all just mashed together beautifully. It's only like a little 15-minute sequence here, but it goes through so much.
Oh my god!
So much happens.
Every moment is like I guess it'd be best described as like time slows down. Like when you're in a moment in like when you have to panic and get shit sorted. That's how you are as a viewer watching it.
Yeah.
So everything slows down and you have to take in this tragically beautiful yet hauntingly
Yeah, it was awesome, but inherently sad as well. So yeah, she starts melting people. They signal to Vhagar and Aemond, and then you see Sunfyre, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" And then he holds back. He's like, "I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you do your thing."
Yeah, but not for good reasons, right? He's just like down in Vhagar's like, he's like, "Fuck yeah, we'll sleep." That dragon's probably so old and tired.
It's getting like so big. Apparently, they just keep on growing and growing. They're like it's struggling to fly at this point.
Well, it is
amazing.
It is pretty fucking slow. Like you see it later in the episode, it's kind of just drifting.
It's
but
old as fuck.
Terrifying. Though.
It's old as fuck, and then it's getting so big. Like its weight to get off the ground is like so much. And then so Aegon races in on Sunfyre. And fucking Meleys like scratches her chest.
Oh
that
god! It just happens. It just happens so. You picture the dragon fight, and it doesn't happen the way anything how I pictured it.
You think of the awesomeness, but it's like sad and horrible.
but you think leading in Dracarys. That's going to be a fantastic first move to do, which is exactly what Aegon does, but it was the fucking stupidest move to do.
Yeah.
All it did is cut off his line of sight, which caused her to do the exact same attack that Vhagar does on her later in the episode.
Yeah.
It just didn't get the throat.
Yeah.
But I feel like Meleys wasn't trying to kill. Like, she wasn't as fighting as viciously as she was trying with Vhagar.
Maybe.
Well, the fear factor.
The dragon's a lot smaller than her, and she like clearly outmatches it pretty quick. She like cuts its chest open, which is brutal, and then it like spills like molten like hot blood because they breathe fire like down onto the battlefield.
Yeah,
that moment was so memorable, and so crazy and amazing. Just like gallons of molten blood raining down upon soldiers. Like, this poor dragon is like getting torn.
And
fucking
the dragon
shreds.
scale, its skin is supposed to be so tough. To see their fucking claws just penetrate it is fucking.
It's like a dog fight. It's like terrible, and you don't want to watch it.
And
sad.
I never thought about them grabbing each other. You know, they don't have arms, so it's all just like, you know, with your legs and shit. And
they watched a lot of footage of how birds of prey fight, and later on when Meleys and Vhagar like lock in and they're spinning around, birds of prey do that.
I know.
Like eagles will fucking. That's how they fight. Like they will go at each other
fire around
in the air.
We'll get to that.
Birds of prey don't breathe fire, but yeah, the birds of prey will like fly at each other. Then while they're in midair, like latch onto each other and start attacking with their claws as they like fall out of the fucking sky. So yeah, like they did the most logical thing, which is what is the closest approximation to this in the real world? That okay, let's do stuff from that. That makes sense, and yeah, not what I had contemplated a dragon battle looking like either.
Well, it's like, you know,
far better executed than I could have ever imagined.
The only other one we have from the same universe to go by is the one from season 8 of Game of Thrones, right? Where they had no idea what the fuck they're doing with it. You know, let's just make the sky fucking foggy as fuck so they can just fly around and have some shitty house fucking fight scenes you can't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
They did the opposite of this. They want you to see everything that these dragons are doing, and that's the tragedy of it.
It's pure daylight. Yeah, so fucking Aemond eventually is like, okay, let's go.
Oh, that moment when fucking everyone just stops, and the music stops, everything stops, and you just hear that.
The build up.
The trees moving from the wind and as it flies over and
getting there was amazing.
Its sheer size, you felt how big it was when it flew over.
All the angles, like from the people's perspective, looking up.
Its
and the
legs
lord of
drifting at the back.
Rook's Rest. He's like, "Come in, my lord." And he's like, "I'm not missing this." This is fucking crazy. Yeah, build up perfectly to Vhagar and how crazy he is, and then
and then that was the crazy thing. The moment like they're fighting everything like that, and then Rhaenys notices, and oddly when she notices, Meleys stops paying attention to the fight and then gets fucking bit, because she notices, and at that point you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Then Aemond is just like Dracarys and just like purposely burns his brother and
just aims for him. Like it wasn't even like a fucking. Sunfyre took the blunt of that.
Yeah. Crazy. Apparently in the book that's like kind of implied, but here they're just like he's just like taking his brother out.
I mean, in the book, like fucking apparently they went into tag team. No, it wasn't like him flying in like an idiot.
Yeah,
they
true.
went into tag team, and then if they did imply it, then that's when it happened. But
in
this he's just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Which makes sense of the next episode. It's like, hey, God, kill, So that's how the history is repeated. I remember it being him who took it down.
Fair call. Yeah, so Aegon falls from the sky here. The dragons kind of explode when they crash, which I didn't like at the beginning, but
I love it now.
Yeah, at the beginning I was like, no, fucking explosions.
I didn't view it as they explode when they hit the ground. The way I saw it is it falls, and then the impact, like how you lose your wind. When that happens to them, they rock the fire out of their mouth like we do when we lose our air. That's all I thought was happening when we hit the ground and saw the flame burst out. But that's just me.
It was cool, and like if all the insides are getting like you get a flamethrower and you drop it from the sky. It's gonna fucking explode. There are things going inside of them which fucking cause fires. So mixing all that up would cause a little explosion, I guess.
It's oh my god, when Sunfyre goes down, I don't know, you felt it with the thud.
And Criston's like, fuck!
Dude, I just his fucking the guts on that guy when they see his fire. That's his grace. That's your plan? His grace going, fucking no, just fucking charge. You know, sending all these people in to essentially get vaporized by flame.
Yeah.
Like they're not. What are they gonna do? What the fuck are they gonna do? And like.
Yeah, he's like, for the king, all this shit, just go in and get destroyed.
It's just exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I love the way it just painted the helplessness of the people on the battlefield. Like, they have nothing to do with this battle that's happening right now.
We see some of the aftermath with Criston, and he's been in like battles before, and it's just like, it's different. It's not the same as a normal battle. It's like a nuclear explosion. People are ashen and burnt, and the landscape's destroyed, and everything's just like disastrously torn to shreds with horror, and it's next level. It's not a normal battle.
And he says that too. He's like traumatized, which is good because you would be.
Oh yeah.
Like and everyone would picture the glorious fighting of the dragons in stories is like glorious, but actually watching it just tragic.
Yeah.
And these are the beautiful, beautiful marvels of the world.
They were special. Yeah, Rhaenys could have like left here, but she chooses. She's like, let's go all in.
I find it odd that Vhagar didn't pursue. Aemond didn't pursue.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a respect thing or.
They kind of like after they lock up and spin, they fall from the sky, and then Vhagar like smashes into everything and get all that big epic stuff of him on the battlefield, like trying to get up,
stepping on people and shit. I remember that, but. I thought it was more like, okay, we are in a battle, but the important thing here is whoever is controlling this area. So every time after the battle, whoever isn't there is just circling.
Burning shit.
They're just circling.
Yeah.
Even if they're not burning, they're just, because essentially if I can hold this down until your forces retreat, I've won this battle.
Yeah.
So, but which is why I thought it was so stupid that she didn't just continue doing that. Because Vhagar was obviously hiding behind the gigantic fucking mountain. The only place which a thing that big could hide. If you just kept circling the same place, what's he going to do? Just hide down there forever? Or is he going to come back up and you can have a better chance against him?
I mean, hindsight's 2020. She had to watch the episode.
100% and absolutely.
And in those moments, you're like, your brain is just like...
What do you reckon her thoughts was, which is like, I'm not letting them get, like, because she had the opportunity to take them out once before. Do you think this is her way of being like, no, I need to try to take him out after, Lucerys is dead because she didn't?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And then she just goes for the actress portrays the fear, like she's going towards it, but she's got she's holding back tears of just fear, heading towards this monster that is just looming.
Yeah. So then Vhagar comes up and grabs fucking what's Rhaenys' dragon? Meleys' neck, and it's like a pet that you love. She looks at her.
They had that moment even before where it turned and looks just all happy and shit. And at this point, it's getting bitten. It's like what do I do? You can't do anything because what are you supposed to do at that point?
Yeah, it's fucked. And you see the blood and fiery type stuff coming out.
Yeah, steam or smoke. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but
Rhaenys is kind of accepts it and understands what happens and just watches her best friend die.
She had to know that was going to happen going back towards Vhagar though. There's what? You had a 40% chance of winning maybe?
Maybe. Vhagar's big, but if you could be quicker and jump around.
Meleys was apparently the quickest dragon. She was one of the biggest and she was the quickest.
Yeah.
If she was doing actually quite well.
Yeah.
Until she got...
It was just her versus...
Sunfyre as well.
Yeah, Sunfyre changed the whole dynamic completely and got her injured and stuff. So, yeah, if it was just her versus Vhagar, it would have been a different battle. And, I don't know, it could have gone probably to Vhagar. But
I do feel because Vhagar bloody retreated and that's why that whole thing happened. So, in a way, Meleys won the first brawl, huh?
Yeah.
And then he had to regroup and think of a different angle.
Yeah, a highly sneaky angle. And then,
Rhaenys is more experienced of a flyer, too.
Absolutely.
And I love that attack. Instead of just to attack Meleys, It was just so beautiful.
It was inherently beautiful and high budget, and now everything was just put in together, the CGI and the shots of them, you see them, the special features on these saddles that are automated, like automated cameras on cranes, so like they're getting all these like weird, awesome angles, and it's just all like put in together beautifully. And yeah, Rhaenys falls from the sky all slow motion and she's dead.
There's a fucking moment like after like, you know, it looks at her and goes, "Ah," and then you just feel the moment the dragon it's gone, you know, as soon as like there's no more wing flap, there's no more, it just goes quiet. It's like you can almost hear the air as it just starts to fall, because as soon as they're not fucking supporting them, you're just dropping fucking massive
weight,
tons of
dead weight in the sky
and falling on the fucking castle, and so they can enter.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking, you didn't just lose, you let them into the fucking castle too.
Yeah, brilliant, beautiful, in my opinion.
She was just crushed under it too.
In like the top 5 episodes of House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones.
Oh, it's all like Sunfyre universe, fucking oath.
Yeah.
That battle, oh my god. And who knows if it's even one of the best ones of this fucking like story.
We'll see.
Aemond!
We end with Cole running up to Aegon and Sunfyre, and Aemond is like drawing his sword.
He was ready to take him out, eh?
It looked that way for sure. Picks up his little fucking dagger, is not being subtle about any of this.
Right.
Cole would have seen maybe fucking Aemond, Dracarys,
Oh,
Aegon.
he's sore. The way he talks about it with the Queen, he's clearly holding back what he's telling her.
Yeah, and it'd be hard not to just be standing there like,
And I'm pretty sure he saw him like, albeit, he knows Aemond.
Yeah, he's like, Aemond!
He knows him better than most people. He trained him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we just end on the visage of, like, Sunfyre and fucking Aegon all wrecked.
All the smoke coming out from fucking, like, it's not just coming off because the Sunfyre was burned, it's coming out of him, like.
Yeah.
But it's like curled up around him?
Yeah. Cute and horrible.
Yeah, right. God damn, like, Aegon was fine until his brother got there, right?
I mean, his dragon did get like...
His dragon was like all kinds of fucked.
Oh, but him personally,
He himself was fine, and now he's all kinds of fucked.
He is all fucked up. They parade fucking Meleys' head through King's Landing. Oh my God. Nobody is a fan of this.
I love that nobody was a fan of this. I was half expecting them to all be cheering, but I'm so glad.
It's like a beautiful, magical beast that they all like covet and like look up to.
And the Targaryens treat them as gods, essentially. So it's like it's tarnishing their image.
People didn't even know that dragons could be killed. We see Hugh, the blacksmith guy, and his son. And his son's like, I didn't know they could be killed. And Hugh's like, they're just meat, which is foreshadowing for things that Hugh will attempt to do, if not do. And then, Cole is completely like caught aghast. He's like, don't they know we won the battle?
Yeah.
Alicent's brother's like, well, we kind of did. But also kind of not.
And Aegon was just covered in that fucking box that was like, they didn't want to know how injured he was.
Yeah, we slowly see all these shots of them dragging the box up through King's Landing and staircases. We as an audience, if you haven't read the book, don't know what's happening. They get him out and he's alive, which I didn't really know. I was kind of like, is he going to be alive? Is he dead?
He would be alive. That's because of there's some spoilers in Game of Thrones.
Nah, that's fair.
Like, he has to do one more thing that I know of and that he has to do. So he's not dead.
True. They get him out and Valyrian armor, it doesn't melt when Dragonfire hits it, which is great because if like plate armor melts to you, like you're fucking dead. But it heated up and like cooked him, and the scenes of that maester taking the arm plates off.
Oh, it was hectic.
He's like puscular, infected,
and it
skin.
like just blood just like popping out of it, and
it's like cauterized to his fucking flesh.
They did it so well though.
It was so brutal, and it just lingered for so long, just in the putrefaction of his fucking body, with his mum there being like, is he gonna be okay? And the maester's like, I can't say yes.
And like, oi bitch, I need to fucking work right now. Can you
The next 10 hours are really important. I don't know whether he's gonna make it.
Not if you keep talking to me. I'll say that. How's that sound?
Oh shit. Aemond comes in and is just kind of like,
oh my god. And Alicent just knows. Like, she is just straight up like, you fucking did this, mate. It's like, he was literally versing another dragon. Your first thought should not be that it was your brother, like his brother.
Yeah.
But she knows him well enough to be like, cunt.
That's fair. Well, she sees the dagger in his thing and she knows that he wants to be the king, and I don't know, mums just get that sense and that feel, but like, she's not in a position where even calling him out would do anything.
There's not. Yeah,
she could tell everybody, and
dude, everyone respects him too much by now and knows him at all. He's killed fucking 2 dragons. He's taken out 2 dragons at this point. What else has anyone else done?
He's like a kid. He's just a kid.
16, apparently.
I don't know if the actor's 16.
No, the actor's definitely not, but the character is supposed to be 16.
That's fair. He's a tall 16.
But that being said, Jon Snow was supposed to be 14, he was like 17. So maybe Aemon's 21.
That's fair. Aging them up. It makes sense.
I'm okay with it. I believe it way more as someone who's like 21, 22 doing this than someone who's 17.
Yeah, and the actor and the character are brilliant and like performing amazingly, and that might not work as well if it was an actual 16-year-old.
It was like that fucking in the first season when they're fighting over a hand. There's that kid who comes up to say he wants to be her thing, and the old maid's making fun of him. They have that sword fight.
Yeah,
that would have been that's Jon Snow, mate.
That kid is in these 2 episodes. You know, the main like Blackwood or fucking what are they? Blackwoods and fucking Brackens. Whichever side is on Daemon. Whichever side.
Yeah, the Brackens though. No, the Blackwoods, because they always talk about Brackens, yeah.
Whichever one is on Daemon's side, the one talking to him, that was that little kid.
Really?
Yeah, he says that I tried for Rhaenys' hand.
Holy shit, he looks so much better with long hair and a beard, man.
He's grown into a man, and that was a badass moment, him being a little kid and like gutting that
that Baratheon, man. That was at his turf too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, good on that guy for being a fucking G.
Yeah, okay, well, I didn't know that was him. He looks so different.
Yeah, obviously a completely different actor.
I knew he said that, but I thought it was just one of the many suitors, you know? That's awesome.
Yeah, if you go back, his name is the same as that guy's name.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad.
A lot of little beautiful details in this show, yeah.
Because it would have been years, yeah.
Yeah, well, Millie Alcock was playing fucking Rhaenyra back in those days.
Yeah, that's true.
So, actors change.
We choose fire.
Daemon tries to intimidate Lord Bracken on his fucking dragon, and Lord Bracken's just like, I will just burn and die. And Daemon's like, what the fuck?
These Blackwoods and Brackens, man.
What am I supposed to do?
They don't care about anything else around them. It's their squabbles is the most important thing.
Yeah, dude. Everything.
It's like, I'll die. I will not work alongside the Blackwoods. You can burn me alive. They just turn their backs on him. It's like,
what's that, incineration? Yeah, right, I'll take it.
I would have incinerated them at that point. I know he needed them.
And the shot looked like when you see like his horse and the shot of fucking Caraxes.
Caraxes is known so much as the most bloodthirsty of the dragons, and we have not been able to see him do fucking anything really.
Daemon's just been tripping balls. But
it's coming. We'll get there, and I'm sure he's going to be an absolute monster when we see him. Because he's nearly as big as Meleys, I think.
Yeah. One of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
One of the bigger ones.
Really long neck though. Like if Aemond and Vhagar tried doing the same thing, he could just go.
Yeah, probably could. He's a weird, gangly. What's he called? The bloodworm.
And you just know that Daemon's an experienced rider.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Daemon has like seen battle in the fucking with the sea snake and all that stuff with the crab feeder. So they like battle hard
and likely other battles too.
Yeah, for sure. Alicent offers herself up here to rule in her son's stead, and everybody just like dresses her the fuck down.
I mean, they made very good points though. Like, can you imagine saying no, we can't have a queen be the ruler, and then
themselves put a woman
who isn't even a Targaryen?
Yeah, and fucking Aemond is clearly the next in fucking line. I mean,
yeah, there's no question here.
And he's a dragon rider. We get a great moment with Criston afterwards talking about the horror and stuff, and he's like, "I'm spared you. Like, you don't want to be part of this." And plus, we've given ourselves to the dragons now. A dragon rider should be leading us. Like,
He's seen what they're capable of. I feel like it's one of those things where people don't realise until they've seen.
Even I didn't realise.
Yeah, it was something else. It's like this whole battle, you know, hiding behind the trees and shit like that. It just really shows how much they didn't know what they were doing in the later seasons of Game of Thrones. And there was a really cool battle with the dragons and everything. But
I don't remember that. What happened?
Daenerys attacked like the Lannisters when they were like coming back from Highgarden.
Oh yeah.
It was just a big open field and they attacked them. They were completely caught off guard, which is, you know, it's cool and everything like that. But I just feel like these ones are so much more well thought out.
That's fair. I mean, you know, some people might go as far to say that the later seasons of Game of Thrones weren't well thought out.
No, but it's the only comparison we have.
Yeah.
You know? Excuse me.
That's fair. We see Daemon go down on his mum in a visage, which is...
Yeah, I didn't know that was his mum when I first watched it. I had to watch it a second time to realise that.
Yeah.
I missed the line.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's going on here the first time?
Ooh, I'm into this. And then you're like,
The second time I was like, oh.
Not as into it. Still a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, it's Targaryen, so you already open yourself a little up to the incest with Targaryens.
I mean, they are who they are.
Yeah.
There's a famous French king, I forget his name, but they were incestual. Not for very long, I don't think, like a couple of generations. It's a famous painting, I'll throw it up here. You will have known it and seen it.
The other one, his lips are all fucked and
His
shit?
jaw is like big and massive and he's all fucked up. He was like horribly retarded or disabled, if you will. And yeah, it's just funny that in real life, it doesn't take long for incest to just breed like disgusting, horribly deformed people. Like he couldn't really speak, he couldn't really see, he was incapable of creating children. And then in this, incest just breeds like the most beautiful, amazing
fair-haired, like...
people you've ever seen. Not just normal people, but like beautiful people.
Yeah. But they have bad genes.
Yeah, that's fair. There's some magic-y going on there.
Oh yeah, well, you know, they were quite magical people. What if that was some fucking spell the Valyrians had or some shit?
Nah, mate. We need to be incestuous. It's part of the magic.
Just throw one of those incest charms, mate. It'll be sweet.
Well, you're good.
But doesn't that make so half, like 50% of you fucking mad out of your minds? Yeah, but we'll be pretty.
We want to get ugly. That's the main thing. That's the main takeaway.
Or make it so hair loss isn't a thing anymore, mate. Just fucking can't lose none of that silver, mate.
But every now and then there's a crazy.
Yeah, fucking, it will just, you know, shape the whole Seven Kingdoms.
1 in 4.
That, I mean, I was about to say, yeah, but that being said, Joffrey wasn't a Targaryen, was he?
I don't know if he has any Targaryen blood at all.
Oh, I was about to say he definitely will because Robert does, but he's not Robert.
No.
So. I don't think, I mean, surely there is, but I don't know if it'd be his direct line.
No, but he was, yeah, straight up crazy McCraze.
Yeah, but he was also incestuous, so.
This is true. This is true. Oh, so yeah, now fucking Aemond has control, which is just going to spiral further into
body
madness.
language is his presence has changed.
Immediately, he's just like, yeah, he gets the ball, and he's just basically doing what he was doing, but with more authority now.
Yeah, he's just, essentially, he could have done that. If Aegon had just let him do his thing and just sat back, he probably wouldn't have even needed to fucking...
Yeah. Otto's gone, Alicent has no power, and there are no voices of reason on the blacks anymore. The greens.
On the greens, yeah. There really isn't, eh? But that being said, that's what they need to win this war.
Yeah, it's just gonna take fucking dragons going at each other to win, pretty much.
It is just hilarious, though. All the people who, like, orchestrated this to be a thing are completely not there anymore. It's like, are you happy now?
The reasons of voice. Completely gone.
No one is to leave or enter save without consent. Merchants, so forth.
Rhaenys is struggling with the fact that she's a woman and no one's really taking her seriously, and she also admits here that she didn't have any like sword training or tactic training or warfare training or anything. Her father made her the heir, but he presumed that it would just be like his reign, which was just peaceful. So yeah, even her, he didn't really put any time or effort into preparing her for war or battle or tactics.
He had no knowledge to pass on to her about that.
That's fair. He knew nothing of that. He was like just very like political stuff, like economics and
it was just
food
tiresome, boring,
Yeah. So
running a kingdom.
Yeah, that was funny. Her talking about all that. Jace goes to the phrase here, and he's actually like a great diplomat.
Yeah, he does really well. I guess she's definitely been involved. in his life. Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's doing well because I don't think Rhaenyra or fucking Aegon, Aemond are great diplomats.
I'm starting to see why he's getting the confidence to, because I always feel like he's just rude out speaking against his mother, but he actually does seem to have a good mind for it.
And he wants to do it.
He's just an experience.
He's keen. She's just like holding him back. But when he's free, he like convinces the Freys to open up that little channel so the Starks have all these greybeards that they've committed. So that's the only way they'll get across the whatever the Freys little bridge thing is called.
Yeah, not to mention the Freys lending their fucking armies. The Freys have a huge army.
Yeah, and then
like that was the whole turning point for the fucking War of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
There's a bunch of armies
the Five Kings, sorry.
That they are all raising. Like we see, what is it, the Eyrie, that kingdom that's
the Eyrie, that was cool. Like involved in that. It's like it's impregnable. It's like a dragon could totally take you down.
Right? It's impregnable to everything but a dragon. And she's like, if you give me a dragon, I'll give you like 1,500 or maybe 15,000.
How's it 15,000? Because they're like, I know they have a huge one because that's the Battle of the Bastards. That's the same army that Littlefinger uses. Against Winterfell.
And then they give her like fucking baby dragons. So she's like, this is no defense.
Dude, they're dragons.
You want your swords. Technically, you gave me what I want, but this is no fucking defense against Vhagar. Vhagar flies in here and starts burning shit.
What are they supposed to give you to defend against Vhagar?
They don't have that many dragons, really.
But what are you supposed to... They're not going to leave Vhagar there either, like...
Yeah.
You know? No matter what, you're threatened against dragons.
And I didn't realise at first, but this lady from the Eyrie was mother from fucking Raised by Wolves. We got mother and father in Raised by Wolves.
That's fucking awesome.
HBO cancelled Raised by Wolves.
We can just get Travis Flamel in there.
I mean, might as well. HBO cancelled Raised by Wolves, but it's then like, oh no, but we'll give you some roles in House of the Dragon, so soz for fucking...
Hey mate, I'd take a role in House of the fucking Dragon. Jesus.
As would I. I wouldn't nah. I'll give it a go. I might fuck it up, but it's worth a try.
Fucking Housse, god damn. How awesome would it be to have played fucking Aemond Targaryen? That guy's lucky motherfucker. What a fun role to play.
That's fair.
Actually, any of them, really.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not an actor, but if that opportunity presents itself, it's better off taking it and then fucking up royally than not taking it. You gotta take it.
Yeah, fucking Housse.
Take the chance, ladies and gentlemen. The dog! We still see Cheese's dog here. He's getting cut down and thrown in the thing. We see all these shots of his dog, like, following the car.
I didn't see it, eh?
The dog is still a part of the narrative, like episode 5. I would never have believed that dog...
That dog's seeing some shit.
Would still be a character in the show, and I'm just loving it. It was when Criston and Alicent were having their conversation. It was in the background, and I was just looking at the dog like, oh. He got kicked, but he still loved his master to the end, and is still.
I mean, that's the thing about dogs, though. Like, unless you're an absolute just constant abuser, they genuinely just think they get punished for something they did, and then they move on.
They'll take a kick and move on. That's good. Other people won't.
No, but dogs are loyal as fuck.
They are. Yeah.
Presumed you'd be here, seeing faithfully to the Prince Regent's commands.
Rhaenyra offers up the sea snake to be hand here, and at first he's all obviously distraught.
Things like, oh my god, you want me to die too, essentially, like fuck me, you're killing my entire family.
It makes sense that he's holding resentment against Rhaenyra, but then his daughter, what's her name, Baela, she's like, look, she dead. I loved my grandmother, and I'm gonna fight for what she stood for and what she died for. That's more important than moping around and being sad.
What's the point of her dying if you're just gonna give up and fucking go home after that?
Yeah, make her death worth something. And like, she had that moment where she could have turned away, like in the middle of the battle, but she went back and she died for a reason. Yeah, she chose to die for a reason, so why not live up to that choice and do the same?
They get caught in grief, they get so caught up in blaming other people, they forget, like...
Sometimes there isn't somebody to blame, and we always want somebody to blame, but sometimes like shit just fucking happens and life just is brutal and sad for no reason. We always want a reason, but sometimes like life is just random and like fuck you.
Oh, 100% sickness when it just takes people. What do you do?
But then like people will go like, oh, the doctor, blah blah blah, this, that. It's natural, but it's not a good response.
Like here, yeah, blaming Rhaenyra, instead of blaming Aemon, the one who physically fucking killed her, you're blaming the woman who was just like essentially given the throne and had it usurped from her.
Yeah.
And she's currently trying not to fight, and then finally does the first move and it backfires, and she doesn't deserve it, you know.
That's
poor thing.
But at the end, you see him on his like little throne with all his jazz that he collected, and he grips the button. So that's the signifier that he's gonna take.
He'll make a good hand.
Absolutely, it's wise. He has battle experience. His fleet, they're putting it back together. Rhaenyra is actually like kind of doing okay here. She finally sends for Daemon. She sends that cunt that's just been like attacking her the whole time, which, as I've already said, was kind of justified and kind of makes sense. But she's like, go and finally fucking talk to Daemon, please.
And they're talking about attacking King's Landing, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty bold.
It is crazy bold. We also got Foreign Lady. She's doing a bunch of stuff at King's Landing.
Yeah.
We see the people like turning against the fucking Greens here.
Well, what were they saying? Yeah, now that with the whole, they might turn and join. Like if she was to attack with the dragons and the common people outright,
they're all like starving and like freaked out, and they didn't like the dragon head, and then like they're getting locked in.
They've lived under a thing with, like you said, the dragons are essentially they're beloved creatures,
and they're used to like peace and not necessarily prosperity, but not like starvation and fucking
fear.
I can't buy a fucking chicken for my sick kid type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting, yeah. It's amazing how much, the population of King's Landing always plays a huge part in the Game of Thrones.
It's great because, that does matter a lot, even if you have like a strong military force. If your people turn against you, they can completely undermine all of your power.
Well, yeah, they're the ones you control. They don't let you control them.
Helena confronts Aegon here and is like, was it worth it, what you did, or something to the like? He's looking at the throne and it's all dark. And, she has a, like, whatever it is, future visions kind of thing. So it appears as if she knows
something.
What he did. Maybe it's not her visions, but even just picking up something from Alicent.
Her and Aemon always was very respectful to her, though. And, it was actually, that was the thing in this first season.
Yeah.
Aegon treated her like shit, and he,
and he was like, sister. That's our sister, bro.
Yeah.
She's a dragon rider.
She's seeing something.
Are they gonna marry them together now? Well, I guess fucking Aegon's not dead, but if Aegon died, they just marry those brother and sister together and make them fuck.
Well, probably some suspicion about the kids are actually Aemon's or some shit.
Yeah. But it just seems like the most Game of Thronesy things to do. Marry two brother and sister, one brother dies, and then just marry the next brother to the same sister.
100%. Well, that's what they always try and do, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what. Look at fucking what's her name? Marjorie Tyrell in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramsay's dead. All right, not Ramsay. Fucking what's his name? Renly's dead. All right, cool. We'll marry Joffrey. Oh, Joffrey's dead. All right, well you'll marry Tommen.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's like next.
And then we see Alicent in with Aegon, and she walks out, and he kind of like faintly says,
"Mummy,
Mummy." So yeah, he's alive, and then is he gonna immediately say something, or does he even remember?
He's gonna come back fucking viciously angry, but is it maybe not remember about Aemon, but like. I reckon it's going to be hatred towards the blacks. They'll twist it to make it so it was them or some shit.
Yeah.
I just want to know if Sunfyre's okay. She was pretty bad, eh?
She was. She's not dead, and I believe that she will make an appearance. Maybe not soon, but...
I just got to heal her, for sure.
Yeah, she was all fucked up. Before the series ends, she will do something at some point.
Yeah.
Put on a hat and be like...
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Yes. Hello, my accent girl.
And then our final sequence is fucking Rhaenyra and Jace here, and they're talking about the histories, and they talk about Vhagar's first rider and stuff, which is fascinating.
Visenya, was it?
Yeah, it was like the wife of somebody of significance.
Aegon the Conqueror?
Yeah.
His two sisters were the ones who rode the two dragons alongside Balerion the Dread.
There you go. That's the history that I seen today, and then my brain was just like, delete.
Aya talks about him a lot too, Visenya. She talks about the word Vhagar.
Yeah. And then fucking Aegon was married to his 2 sisters.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. That's why Daemon keeps on going, I'll bring back Aegon the Conqueror's thing, let me have 2 fucking wives, cunt. You're not even a fucking king, so...
I can bring it back. I can bring it back.
Want him to be your fucking daughter, mate. She's your niece, so...
Targaryens, mate.
Yeah.
Targaryens. And Rhaenys is talking about the logistics of everything. Basically, just like we need more dragons, and Jace is like, we have dragons. We need fucking dragon riders. We have what, like
that is so true though.
Vermithor and Silverwing, which are massive.
I've heard a lot about Vermithor. I know.
Vermithor was Viserys's dad's dragon.
Really?
And then possibly people before that. So yeah, this was Viserys's. Jaehaerys? Was Jaehaerys Viserys's dad?
No, Jaehaerys was Rhaenys' dad.
So many people.
Because remember, he didn't have an heir, so Rhaenys was his daughter. That's why she was the queen who should have been, or whatever. But then they went to her cousin, which is Viserys.
It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, so they got Vermithor, which we've seen in season 1. Daemon sung a song to it and was huge.
From what I don't know how true this is, but from random shit that I've seen on the internet, 'cause I haven't read the book yet, obviously, but I will soon.
I will not soon, but I will.
Is not quite as old as Vhagar. It's nearly as big, but apparently he just grows very fast. So he's a lot younger and faster, and not. Vhagar's really wrinkly and old and shit like that. If Vermithor is true, that is stronger.
Yeah. So then they get this fucking crazy idea to start looking through all the history books and find people that were married out or maybe even bastards.
Jace's idea, for all the blood, talking about, it was weak. It was sure, but.
Yeah, and Rhaenys says, only Valyrians can ride them. And he's like, yeah, but that's a history that they wrote to gild themselves in gold.
People can ride them, man.
Yeah.
That dragon can't sense your blood.
There's a bunch of wild dragons or dragons that are unclaimed.
There's 4 that are of my knowledge. I know the cannibal, sheep stealer, and then there's sea smoke is now unclaimed.
Even though Rhaenyra's husband, we didn't see him die. He shaved his dreadlocks off.
Exactly. Well, in the book he died apparently. So
I mean, he could have died. We seen him alive.
He went off, and even maybe him just leaving. Maybe
She's just like, yeah, I'm moving on.
Imagine if there's been enough time, we could claim.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There are rules, but once again, who knows how correct the rules are? It's his history that's been written by people that are not objective.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And they're just maybe the dragon doesn't take another ride until the other one dies. That's only if they see them die.
Yeah, and just tell them they're dead.
Yeah.
Hey, Laen's dead.
He's right over there.
Nah, that's not him. That guy's bald. Anyway, I'm gonna get on you. Is that cool? So a great ending to this episode, and it really builds you up. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see. In conclusion, wow. It's just great. I mean, I can't praise enough the complexity of the characters and their motivations. They just feel so human and conflicted and complex.
They're not just necessarily the right decisions, but the human decisions.
Yeah, and then the acting is phenomenal.
My niece's acting, I cannot stress enough that the fear in her eyes.
I loved Aegon.
Aegon's acting, it's all been fantastic.
Yeah. I never would have thought I would have liked Aegon though.
I honestly, when he first come on, I'm that's seriously who they chose.
And then he's, I don't know, he just
he
had a charm. He had a charm to him.
This season he's definitely captured. He's weak.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
He's funny, yeah. He has a charm to him. The acting and then fucking the sets, the design,
the choreography of the dragon fights, you said, studying the hawks and shit. They did their research. They thought reasonably how would people react to this situation, what sort of shit would happen,
And it works so well. Making them like birds of prey. It added so much.
It's so much better than just dragons flying around each other, fucking breathing fire.
Dragons have fire.
Yeah. That whole sequence of them circling, doing the better and you just got the fire just spinning around them.
Which was real fire.
Is the dance of the dragons.
They shot a flamethrower and then comped the flamethrowers in. And because Vhagar's older and the fire burns hotter with older dragons, they use like a different fuel, like a more diesely dark fuel to make that flame like darker and dirtier. It's just care. It's like at every level, like special effects.
I've watched that episode like
work.
3 times preparing for this review, and I'm gonna watch it again just to see that fucking difference in flame color.
Yeah, they the guy said Vhagar's older, so they're using like more diesel in the flame.
See?
And just using real flame and comping that in.
But that's just people caring about what they're creating. They want to make this a truly beautiful thing instead of like, just fucking, this will be fine. Just chuck that whole shit together. All right, send it.
The acolyte.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Oh,
Barely get a script together. I guess, you know, that's Star Wars tradition though, isn't it? Look at George Lucas with the prequels.
oh, you're building sets, so I should finish the script. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, this is the best TV show on TV, like rivaling The Last of Us.
Oh,
and
easily, yeah.
any other. It's all HBO. I mean, like The Boys is good. And there is great TV out there, but for me personally, like this is.
I don't remember the last time I was on the edge of my seat the way I was for this exact battle. Like there was just every second of it. I was.
It's just been building up to this beautiful release for like all of House of the Dragon. You could, and I don't have this opinion, but people could get frustrated with like the slow build up. It's like, oh, well, when are we eventually gonna get to the fucking fight?
Half the reason this was so good was because of how we had that 10 episode build up to barely get a taste of a dragon battle.
Yeah.
And then 2 years of waiting.
And then another 4.
Another 4, and we had.
And then you get it, and you're like
4 episodes, and then you're just like, holy fuck! It's like exactly right, standing.
Coughing in unison.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Do you want to suck fucking House of the Dragon's dick anymore, Mark?
Oh my god! There's
a million things we could talk about. Like every moment and every scene, Clubfoot's a disgusting beast, and there's so much happening. We can sit here and talk about it for ages and just praise it. Just praise it.
Just watch it. It's good. If you haven't watched it, just fucking watch it. Like seriously, it's good, mate.
I don't like fantasy. I like.
I mean, if you watch this whole review and you don't like House of the Dragon, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That would be kind of weird.
I mean, thank you for the view, but I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
With your life.
Mate.
Alright, we'll see you guys for episodes fucking 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see you guys.
Wolverine!